Hi, this is Dave Bennett. Welcome back to themedhtml.com, and it's February 6, 2016. I want to go through the template panel and show you how the templates work to some degree. So if you come down to the templates, as we've always been saying, and you've probably looked at quite a few now, we say you can choose any template for any industry. It doesn't matter what the name is. It doesn't matter what it's called at all. It's just the names that we give to the templates here. So when you order them, we know which template you wanted to order. But whatever industry it's for, it's all just samples. Any of these templates can work for any industry at all. So I'm going to show you through a template to help you see that better and understand how when you buy a template, you can start to control it. Okay, so let me just compare a couple. I'm going to take this one, okay, Richmond Granite. All right, that's a stonework template. It's just an idea for it. And then we also have another one, but let me show you. Richmond Granite's on here somewhere. Stonework, I think it's near the bottom of this list. That way you just recognize it. When you see it, there it is. It's F Stone 1. So I'm going to walk through the F Stone 1 template. Okay. Now, if you look really low, you're also going to find another one. That's this, A Farm 1. So I'm going to compare those two. That's on these two tabs up here. Let me go ahead and do that. I'll close this out. Okay. So just so you can understand the comparison, this is, and this is what I mean. Let's take a look at this template real quick. We have a top menu bar, we have a logo, we have some basics about phone number and the name, and then we have a button you can click through to get anywhere you want. Now we have a title, we can make it whatever we like, and then we have images, and really the image is the whole thing with the wording and this block here. This is nothing more than a picture. It was just designed to fit in here with this block saying contact us for the form down here. That's it. So this is just images. Don't think that there's anything amazing about it. It's just somebody went ahead and had some images done professionally for this particular thing. But it doesn't have to be that complex. There's nothing intricate about it. There's no words here. There's no form in this. This is just a picture and that's it. That's all I want to make the point about. So even the white area down below is just part of that picture. Okay. Now, we come down, we have a couple of blocks. These are nice, you know, you hover over the images, they zoom in. They have titles, and then they have points they can make. And we could make these clickable. And then you have a form here you could fill out, okay, to contact somebody. By the way, all the forms work right away. When you get this thing running, this form would work. You can decide what email address it points at. You just type in the email address where you want this to go. So anyone who fills this in, and then hits that, it'll go to the email address you said, okay? And it will also thank them for sending you the message. And it will use whatever wording you want on those email templates for thanking them and for letting you know that here's the message from this guy, whoever it is. Now down here is some print and an image. They happen to go together. We'll cover that when we get in there. And then we close out with what? A Google map, a real Google map. It's not a picture, okay? And we have the information wrapped up down here. Whatever the information is dummy information. Don't use it as serious information. And there you go. We close out, okay? All the notes, all right? And we could have our social icons. We could have these linked to anything we want, okay? Now, that's it, right? We've got the sense of it when we look it up and down. Let's compare it real quick to My Farms. Same thing now, top menu, logo, the bit in the middle about the phone number and the company, whatever, and then the button that clicks through to whatever we want. Here's our images, just the same. Little bit of change here. Now we have, instead of 3 blocks in a contact form, we intentionally have 4 blocks. Could have 3 blocks in a contact form, but this is the way we're doing this, okay? Now, and again, they could click through to whatever pages. Now, very much the same as before. Okay, if I come down, you kind of get it. There's this with whatever the title was, some image and some print. Same thing now. There's the title. Image happens to come after it because it's really big. It takes up the whole area. And then the print. Okay. The only real difference is this Our Gallery section was added to this template with links. So any of these images you want to put in here, okay, and you can put as many as you want. You could have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. You can have several rows if you really wanted. And the images could say words on them if they're images that say words on them. And when you click, they click. Or again, when you hover over, it can tell you whatever, you know, whatever you want it to say and wherever you want it to click. Really easy to control in the back end. And then finally, what do we have? Our real map with our contact us information. Again, sample information. You know, phone number 1234556. Email happens to be me. And then we close out with the social icons, right? And you can go back to the top. And here back to the top as well. So see, they're almost the same. If I click to an inner page, we can fill out whatever we want these pages to be, whatever we want them to be called in the menu. And you know, we can do it on both ends. We can click these links and compare. Okay, and that's just it. When you flip to another page, then you've got whatever the section is. You can choose coloring for everything, so don't feel like anything controls you. The font does not control you. The way the wording goes does not control you. The coloring, the way the breadcrumbs works. You could even hide this whole section. It's up to you exactly how you want it to work. Now, whether you have a sidebar or not is up to you. Whatever it's supposed to say is up to you, and it closes with the same stuff at the bottom. It opens with the same stuff at the top, closes with the same stuff at the bottom, and the only two things in the middle is a sidebar, which is up to you, which pages the sidebars show up on and which pages it don't. It doesn't. It depends on whether you want the sidebar to follow along to give the options, or if, for instance, on the Contact Us page, it would be in the way. Somebody's trying to contact you apparently, and so you don't need the sidebar there as a distraction, so you can turn it off on that page. Same with the Buy Now page. If you've worked your funnel and you've got people to the point where they want to buy and they're on that page, then why suddenly throw a sidebar up on the side to confuse them? Well, should they buy or should they go look at more stuff, right? And so you probably don't want your sidebar on the Buy Now page because it's simply a distraction. Okay. Now, having said that, you'll recognize the exact same thing happening here. The top stuff is the same. The opening paragraph or the opening header is the same. Okay, just the same idea. And then you have your block. Like I said, you can control it however you want, or even just turn it off. And then underneath is whatever you set on the page, which nothing here just happens to be, but that's the same thing as this. There is only one sidebar item right now, and that's just this. Now, you have all these options you can use for sidebar items. You can turn them on or off. You can put in ads, you can stick in videos, you can put in links to things, you can import your own custom text and custom HTML, no problem. And along with that, we just close the page out. Same thing, Google Map with the information on the side and the footer. It's the same thing then. There was the sidebar, map, information, footer. Okay, that's how that works. So we are looking at what we could easily change from one to the other. And again, the only real difference between these two is that this My Farm template, which is newer, has a gallery section that can be flipped on or off. You might think, well, then why don't I buy the My Farm instead of the kitchen plan? Are they different prices? I'm not sure what the prices are, whether they're A's or F's. It's either $19 for this one. Well, I think it's 19 or 29 for this one, and it's 19 or 29 for this one. I forget. Either way, some people know they don't have a gallery section, and they just don't need it. It's one more thing they don't need to bother with. It's a distraction to you to have it, or to your client if you're just trying to set them up with a really easy to use admin panel with no confusing extra anythings that get them overwhelmed. Okay, so it's really a question of what you're looking for, but the fact of the matter is, in every other way, this is the same template. Now, we've done this with a number of templates. We have templates for different industries out with different themes as examples so that people can understand that you can make these templates any which way you want. There are other cases like that in the templates section. So just look through the templates for the design you want, the layout, the framework. For example, I like that the menu's at the top. That's part of the framework. It doesn't matter what the items are, just that you like it at the top. Okay, that's one of the framework concepts of your template for your industry or industries. Then you'll say, I like that it's got the logo, the phone number with the name, and some kind of a call to action button. Okay, that might be exactly what you like. Again, every template's different if it comes from a different source. There are very many frameworks, so you want to look at the frameworks to see what fits your idea best. And then there's the cool header. That was a good idea. And then you get your sliding banner. I personally love sliding banners. I think they make a lot of points quickly without having to scroll down. So you can make all your major points in the sliding banner section. I like that the most. Okay. And then we get to extrapolate. Usually, what's the sliding banner going to cover? The items down below. Okay. And so the sliding banner probably covers the main items down below. Okay, just sort of giving you an intro up here, and this extrapolates deeper into those details. Okay. Now, whether you want to form or not is up to you. It's something to consider with the theme. If you thought, well, does this theme have the form functionality? Maybe you think I like the gallery. What about the form functionality? We'll go look in the back end. All of these templates have an admin panel, so you can scroll into the or log into the back end and take a look. So what this video series is going to explain is how to control these things in the back end and therefore how to recognize them. They're all in very obvious places. Once you get a grip over the admin panel layout, which won't take long, it's not hard, then it'll be really intuitive to you how to look these things up and how to see whether these things exist. Okay, so in the next couple of videos, you're going to wind up covering all of that. All right. Yeah, so there you go. When you're looking at things, you're just looking at concepts like where do we go with each individual piece. So when I go into the back end and start walking you through it, I'll do that in the next video. Okay, we'll actually go into the back end and start looking at these things, seeing what it would take to change this to another block like this, or spread this out, or have 3 or 4 per line times 2 lines. You'll see how that works in a minute. All right. So that'll be the next video. I just want to walk you through this and help you really understand that the templates, the idea of the templates, and I'm just making this point, the idea of the templates, okay, is that you don't have to care what industry it looks like it's for right now. They can be for any industry. For example, this mobile app right here, this template was used for another one down here, down low, later when it came up, okay. That one, flooding, all right? There are a lot of templates like that, okay? So just keep in mind, and that's literally to help you realize that they can be used for different things. Here's another example. This one down here, this flood example here, is based on exactly this other home remodeling template here, okay? And again, just look closely to see if there are any different features on them and something that would catch your eye and cause you to choose one instead of the other. Okay, and there you go. All right. With that in mind, I'm going ahead and break off and go into the next video where we're literally going to walk into the admin panel and discover how to control everything on this template. Okay, we're just going to do the overview and you're suddenly going to understand how to control everything on this template and how easy it is. All right. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the next video in the series.